ATF on Aquarius is where we see so much momentum built in the series, especially when it's game one. Look for Luce to get that heat wave control, get control of the util, and watch Optic thrive from that. It's going to be up to FaZe to kind of shut that down. We did see FaZe drop short in their Aquarius game, so very excited to see this one underway.
Love to see what Lucid could do here. Anchoring from the flags, able to pick up the first kill on Falcated from the utility. 3 dead, though, on the other side. Booba was the only player alive. He's going to die, so that will be, in a moment, 2 or 3 fresh spawners in the back of the base. It's a strong opening for Optic Gaming and a camo grab for Ola.
Yeah, if you could tell Optic that off the start, they're going to get Ola with the camouflage, have him have a couple of thrusts, and have complete map control. They would take that every day of the week. So now Pistola trying to be aggressive into this base. Is going to spot Found and wisely doesn't overcommit to the battle, waits for his teammates to show up. And now look at Optic Gaming already in charge of the FaZe base. And the flag going to be pulled towards the utility closet eventually, you would think, but no, Trippy using his advantages and his map control from his team to throw that one out bottom middle as well.
Trippy is wasting no time all the way all across the map, does not go for the utility run. The awareness there to know that he can get away with the even faster route across bottom middle. Trippy will fly this one right in, and they even have 2 dead right away. It's fantastic control from the side of Optic Gaming off of the opening. Just take a look at that scoreboard, heavily outslaying the side of FaZe early on. Looks like Trippy trying to get this kill on Snipedown. Should do, yes, we'll pick up a double kill, and that will be 1-0 in favor of Optic Gaming early. And you got to think right now, Optic picking up off the momentum they had in the elimination bracket so far.
Yeah, not only 1-0, but don't, with the slays from Trippy right there, they don't risk a counter cap opportunity from the looks of it. They're in a great position to keep this lead with 20 seconds before the next camo. You're seeing the slow play come from Optic. I love this out of Optic. This is the Optic we know and love that can win this entire tournament, and they can consistently play with this the first 2 minutes of this game.
That is straight out of a playbook. Take a look at Lucid and Trippy. They're just watching each other all the way on top side, each of them watching each other, and then once a few shots go down in, can fly in with that side kick, and then will maintain control for them for the moment. But a few kills do get exchanged on each side of the stage, so for a moment we'll see Snipedown in the back of the base with the heat wave, and it's going to be another camo grab. That'll be the second in a row for Optic Gaming, now in the hands of Lucid.
Yeah, as FaZe is fighting for control of their base, trying to get Lucid out of their base, they finally do it, but Lucid able to come off respawn and get that camo perfectly. Unfortunately, a member from Optic is going to leave the lobby, disconnect, and because of that, we're going to go back to a reset. I'm assuming Optic Gaming will have that 1-0 lead still, but what they do lose is the map control and the camo control that Lucid just had.
Yeah, unfortunate there, as you saw for a second, as we see this game now being reset. As you saw right there, a moment where we might have seen, I thought a sticky grenade was going to come out and do some damage to Snipedown and Co. and utility. Unfortunately, as you said, a player does disconnect, but not before Optic gets that first flag on the board. However, Optic Gaming certainly showing up here might be a wake-up call for FaZe. I think earlier on in Halo Infinite, and we looked at the first 2 weeks, this is a matchup that we'd expect Optic to take. However, things have greatly changed since then. However, Optic looks strong here off the opening of Clutch.
I honestly expect Optic to take this series. I think FaZe, as great as they've looked, even as strong as they just looked in the winners finals, this Optic team needs this series more, right? Yeah. FaZe has had recent success. Optic has not. Optic has lost just about every close series they can lose. It's about time that they close out a close series in their favor. I'm really looking at them to pick it up and to win this one in a pretty dominant fashion, even giving Cloud9 a hard time in the finals, but that has to happen after you worry about FaZe, obviously.
Certainly, yeah. I have to say the same thing. I think with the way that we saw Ola playing earlier, popping off, the way that we saw APG popping off as well, with enormous numbers, and not just that, but also just in-game performances overall, it does feel like this Optic Gaming roster is realizing what's at stake, that they don't want the narrative to be that this is a team that slipped off and stayed in the middle of the pack. I think they're realizing that if they want to get some momentum going into events like DreamHack Anaheim, that they're really going to need to make sure that they're winning events here. I don't think they can wait too much longer. Even though I think that this roster is together for the long term, I don't think they can let themselves stay around top 6 for too long before it starts to really get to their head.
Yeah, I think these guys have championships mindsets, right? Yeah. They all have the ambitions of holding up that Worlds trophy at the end, and you can't expect to get to Worlds not having won in the year of 2022 and to hold that trophy up, right? You have to figure out ways to find success along the road. I worry for this Optic team if they don't find those success, what that does to their roster, right? What that does to their heads, because so often in Halo we see great teams falter and start to question the roster itself when they don't have the records or the accolades that they aspire to have. This Optic Gaming team has the aspirations of championships. They haven't had that yet this year. They haven't had that success. today is a day that they can rewrite that narrative. Today is a day that they can gain that confidence. This series is one of those pivotal series that will define this team as far as confidence goes. I know it's just a pro series online, but they need to have some success as of late, and this is a great opportunity to have that.
That right here on your screen now as we get back in. We did get an update here from League Operations that will be 1-0 in favor of Optic Gaming, so they will only need 4 flags on the board. Look at Bound though right off the break, sneaks all the way around Ola, gets that back whack.
A much different start already for FaZe as you see a kill come through for Bound. He's able to get that entry, but no one else on Optic goes down, and with that, Optic actually get 2 of their own. Camo does go in the hands of Bubudubu, but immediately traded out. So a great job by Optic to trade those kills, and a triple kill from Bound. Maybe he doesn't get the triple, but 3 kills. It was a double and then a perfect kill is going to reset the map completely.
Certainly a more even start here. Actually, the 2 teams even in kills so far at this point in the match. Still Falcated and Bubu yet to be on the board for their side. Bound just doing whatever he can to try to anchor top middle as his team starts to scatter around as well. He'll start to make his move into the base. Check Fridge, not seeing anything there, so we'll move on into the back of the base and see what might be around the flag. Knows that with X's on his screen, he's going to need a kill before he can pull.
Huge trade from Lucid right there to reset the map. Pistola finds one of his own, and with 2 dead from FaZe, it looked like they were going to have an opportunity to run flag there, but it's all for naught with that trade from Lucid. You can't speak volumes about how important kills like that are.
That's right. Now Ola just holding top, knows that he's not going to be too eager to challenge a 1v2 in utility. The pressure is coming though, so he will eventually be forced off and then pinched from the utility side himself. He will fall 2 dead for the side of Optic, which means APG needs to pick up 1. He does that against Bound. It'll even it now to 2v2. 3 dead. APG, the last player alive here with Heatwave, so just going to have to slow play this.
Yeah, the last player alive, but in such a good position to be a nuisance and force FaZe to come back for him. You're already seeing Snipedown trying to come back. Snipedown, surprise, I got a heat wave, I got thrust. I'm gonna be a pain in your rear to deal with. And off that kill alone, APG could be in a potential opportunity to pull this cap, but losing teammates across the map, APG still forced to try and slay. You'd love to see him be able to pull a flag, but it's only going to come off the back of Optic getting kills, and Optic, the rest of the team, getting slaughtered.
Yeah, we got to see what APG could do. He's so fantastic in the back anchoring, but Snipedown pushes him there, applies the pressure that he needed to, and that flag is almost all the way home. 3 dead for the side of Optic right now. A 2v1, Bound and Snipedown going up against Lucid, and he will be knocked down. That's Lucid down. That means a few fresh spawners for the side of Optic, but actually they get across the map fast enough. We'll have to see if that flag's going to go all the way in. Still 2 dead for the side of Optic now. Bound's going to come across top middle, just anchoring with this camo as well. We'll have to see off screen what's happening with the flag. Sure enough, the flag does go in, so it's going to be 1-0 on the board, but 1-1 overall, including the flag cap from the last game. So we'll now look for a few flags on the board, if we'll see if FaZe can close this one out.
You're seeing kills being traded across, and Bubudubu, the last player alive for FaZe right now. He's able to hit perfect shots onto Trippy right there, stopping Trippy from being able to push into his utility. And although APG once again has this heat wave looking to be a nuisance in FaZe's base, he needs the rest of Optic Gaming to find kills in this situation.
Heads up play from Snipedown in that last situation to make sure to clear out APG, but also great heat wave plays from APG. He had no room for error there. He needed that second shot to hit and hit entirely. Also a great nade there on bottom middle. Also challenges Bound, trapping players on that side of the map. We'll see if this run can continue now as Ola's also taking a look at top pink.
So this time around, APG gets that kill on the flag, but the rest of Optic find kills. They get all 4 dead on FaZe, and because of it, APG and the boys, they're going to be running this flag into the util closet. They should be able to get this one punched in. There are going to be members of FaZe to deal with, but it looks like they were in a good position. APG does punch this one in, but look at that. 3 go down for Optic. Now FaZe are in an amazing opportunity here to counter cap once again.
Yeah, Optic right now leading technically 2-1 there, including that flag from the prior game restart for those of you just joining us. Now on board with Trippy, just desperately trying to stay alive in the back base, unable to do so. It's a Bubu run, now flying all the way across, and like you said, Clutch, you called it perfectly. They waste no time. They will put their second flag on the board, and they will counter immediately.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just saw it happening, right? As soon as that you see all 4 dead, that flag got punched in, yes, but at what cost? The complete map was at FaZe's advantage. Already, you're seeing Bubudubu off the back of that second cap from FaZe. secure this camo, and now FaZe, they deny the counter cap opportunity and they look to push for a third.
Now here comes FaZe. Look at that flag already tossed out down to Thruster. Beautiful use of camo so far. Also got to give credit to Bubu, the way that he brought that camo all the way back, not only to pop it in safety, but pop it in safety around teammates. It's a killing spree on your screen as well. Bubu now all the way back in the utility and about to take official on paper lead is FaZe, about to be up 3-2 overall. This flag will now come in and it hits. Now they will take the lead in this game, including the aggregate score. Now back on with Ola, and Optic Gaming need to find a way to answer back.
Heads up play, even though he gets hit by the grenade, to jump out of the window because Pistola was in his base. If he stays in that base, Pistola is able to finish that kill. Valakid doubles back all the way around into his base, takes down Pistola. And FaZe were actually running the flag across the map all while this was happening. It's up to APG to try and stop this.
APG gets the kill from the grave on the nade, but there's several players in utility. Falcated, one of them here, going to be looking for the help, and he has Bound and he has Bubu on the flag. This will be a fourth flag for FaZe, and my God, the way that they have bounced back in this game, now up 4-2 officially, and they might end this game well before regulation ends at this pace.
Yeah, the reset has benefited FaZe so well. You can feel the momentum is in their favor. 3 down for Optic. So once again, not only is the flag being capped, but slays are also going in FaZe's favor. It's very difficult to perform that action, but when you're able to, you keep map control. You can continue to be aggressive. The entire game is in your hands basically, and this heat wave and utility is going to be such a pain for Optic to try and deal with, especially in Falcated's hands.
Flag going here once again. Now Snipe down as we take a look. Looks like we may have lost the nope, we're back here. Apologies there for the interruption as we take a look. I was just about to say 17 kills on the board for Bound. He's 17-8 in this game. We've talked about how he can be such of an X factor for FaZe, and has he ever stepped it up in this game? Big numbers for him. Snipe down will lose the battle top against Ola. Also APG still popping off numbers wise, 14-10 in this game.
Yeah, APG trying to match Bound slays, but it's really the rest of FaZe that are keeping up with Bound to a sense that have created this difference, and the efficiency has been there as well. It's how does FaZe get these caps, and when they get these caps, what do they give up? FaZe is given nothing up when they get these flag caps, and because of it, they're able to amount this lead that seems almost insurmountable, being 4-2.
Snipe able to get that re, and also just being an absolute nuisance, just popping up bottom middle, finds a nade on APG, will lose the 1v2 though. And now take a look here at Bubu, just waiting on the touch. He's going to eventually start that run once again, going to dynamo in the back of his flag. Didn't go where he wanted it here, but now just going to pop up, and looks like pressure is coming in from the utility, but help is there. This should be the final flag for FaZe. They're going to have several players to rally it back, all the help in the world, and FaZe will win the game with an official score of 5-2. They will take game number 1 in the series.
A very dominant performance after the reset. It looked like FaZe was kind of asleep in that first game 1, but after the reset, it was all FaZe all day. 5 caps with 5 minutes remaining means you were playing very efficient. Halo FaZe, when they got control, they kept control as well, so they were able to turn that into a few double cap situations. On the back of Bound's 20 kills, man, is he playing great today. Bound statistically is slaying like a monster.
Bound 20-9. We're talking about this guy more and more. We talked about how he was bursting onto the scene. You know, it's a big risk there, picking up a player who had never been to a LAN event. And it certainly is paying off, at the very least today. 20-9 from Bound, and he continues to perform in that X Factor role. It feels like when he is able to put up big numbers, big performances. That big play from Snipe down earlier on, up against APG to clear out the back of the base. Here was a clean 2v1 from them as well. That led to another flag cap on the board. But like you said, it was some of the most efficient work here. It's a nice opportunity from APG as he makes nice work of that heat wave and punched home that game go-ahead flag as it brought the score to officially 2-1. But after that, it was really all FaZe, all she wrote. And I think Clutch, it was some of the most efficient Aquarius CTF we've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the most dominant Aquarius CTF. Even though Optic get 2 flags on the board, felt like FaZe was always in control after that second cap from Optic. They never let it go. Even when they're running the flag and they quote-unquote have a gun down in the fight, they still figured out ways to find their slays, to get their kills, to keep map control on top of it, and just keep that snowball rolling. FaZe doing a phenomenal job of finding their first step towards finding themselves back in the finals.
That's right, and let's not forget, they win that game 5-2, but this game 2, we saw them lose 50-25 earlier today, a score margin that you don't generally see at this level of professional Halo. They got steak dinnered and then some. Question is, can FaZe answer back? Can they learn from their mistakes? Keep in mind, they won the opening rush last time, then proceeded to lose 50-25. You have to wonder, can they learn from that game? Can they put up a better performance here to go up 2-0 in the series, or will Optic answer back to tie our series 1-1? Game 2 going to be Bizarre Slayer.
It's all about the overshield. It's all about the rocket control. And we saw how dominant E United was able to play with those control of both those power-ups and power weapons against this FaZe roster. Expect Optic to try and perform that same strategy, but easier said than done, as 2 kills already start the game for FaZe.
Nades will connect in bar. Also, they're going to pick up a third one as well, and that's going to be an overshield grab. That's a clean 3-0, 3 dead, and they're going to look for those spawners. They're going to know that because they left one alive, it's almost certain that the spawns are going to be maintained in the back of the second base. Very carefully checking his corners, as Bound does not want to get back whacked or meleeed there. FaZe is also going to pick up the rockets, now in the hands of Bubu. Falcated will pick up another one, bringing it to 4-0 as they continue the push in the back of the base.
They don't just continue it. It's all 4 players from FaZe pushing back this base. One of them with rockets, one of them with overshield, and the kills come through, make it 6-1 now. FaZe start this a very different storyline than the E United game earlier today. They start this game off hot.
Interestingly, they still push into the base just as heavily as they did in the E United game. However, it pays off more for them in this game. They don't necessarily change up their opening. Mangler will win a battle there for Ola, as he's going to stay alive in the lockers and see what he might be able to do to help his team push out. Despite the great lead, it's still just a 9-4 game inside of FaZe, so Optic has done well to at least keep this game respectable, now 10-5.
Yeah, just at 5 kills isn't anything to start panicking or worrying about. You see how aggressive Falcated wants to be, and that's a little bit of an overextension there. Losing that Bulldog shotgun could come back to bite you, especially after Lucid able to pair that with a second kill. So now just a 3-kill game for the boys in green. And you're seeing 1 kill get traded out, but a great job by Optic to manage the difficulty of the situation early on.
And just like this, what was about a 6-kill lead has been brought down to a 2-kill lead. Like you said, great game management coming in from Optic Gaming to slow the game down when they needed to. It's a Bulldog in the hands of APG on the pillars, gets help, picks up 1, 2, also looking for the third. He gets help. That'll be 3 dead on the side of FaZe. Falcated was the last player alive, but it's perfect timing because the overshield is about to pop.
I mean, if you blink, Optic looked like they were about to get spawn killed, and it looked like they were about to receive the FaZe treatment that E United was able to lay down earlier. You blink, and all of a sudden, Optic is in the lead. They're going to have an overshield in hand to play with, but no, grenades come through, take down APG, and this could be a big moment for FaZe.
Ola's able to take down Bound there. It looks like that overshield might be up for grabs. 2 players are watching it, maybe even more than that now, watching, keeping eyes on it. Looks like everyone's slowing down just a bit. Not sure if we have a game issue here. Surprised to see what we just saw. Yes, and I think we know it before, of course, the lobby does, as a lobby tends to be just 1 second behind, but players standing a little bit too still. Here was the final call from the League Operations team, so it will be a fresh start. First team to 50 here in this Map 2 Slayer. We'll have to see if FaZe is going to be able to get the same opening, but can they hold on to it now? That's 2 times we've seen them today alone get a great opening, great control off of the break here in Bazaar Slayer, but then lose it. We'll have to see what this now holds. We're back into game number 2 between these teams. FaZe lead the series 1-0.
Let's see how the start of this game goes. APG does find that first kill, and what will that change for Optic starting strat? Ola with the second. All of a sudden now 3 go down for FaZe. Last guy alive sniped down in this window. And that's a much different start than we saw in game 1. Optic off to an early start. That's what you love to see if you want to see this series go the distance.
Great shots there from Ola, also isolating that angle. And guess what? It is a grapple rocket overshielded Trippy, which is a huge nightmare if you are on the side of the FaZe clan here. Now taking a look, and that nade's going to also take down Bound. Great work. 7-1 in favor of Optic Gaming. Optic picking up where they left off. We just finished that first version of game number 1, now a 6-kill lead. We'll have to see if they can hold on to this now, because we've seen many teams forfeit an early lead on Bazaar Slayer.
I love that they've started off hot. Don't let the reset phase you twice in one series. A great job by Trippy to secure both power up and power weapon, put them both to use, extending the lead for his team. But right now, Optic on the brink of losing their setup. A little bit of a blunder there as they lose 2, but FaZe are able to trade it out, and Optic still with a 10-3 lead.
Man, does that ever tell you how fast that you can die in Halo Infinite to a team shot? Trippy just peeks over the ledge past his toes just for 1 second to see if there might be someone waiting at bottom rockets, and tucks his head right away and starts to run away rocket side. Gets melted immediately, gets 2 BRs on him, maybe even a third, and will fall. So that tells you just how fast and just how quick you need to be with your decision making and how fast you can get punished in this game. But just like that, once again, 10-6. So what was a 7-1 lead is now only a 4-kill lead for the side of Optic, and it's going to also be Falcated in the opponent's BR with that Bulldog.
This could be a big moment for Falcated. He's behind enemy lines. They really don't know he's here. He's got the Bulldog, so he's able to, if he's able to put that to use, it would be massive. He is spotted out by APG right there. Somehow APG able to stay alive as well, so that could be massive. The second overshield did just come up, and I'm not sure who's in a position to get it, but a kill does come through for Optic, and APG being such a nuisance is probably going to give the rest of Optic Gaming the opportunity they need to secure that overshield.
Just like that, 16-7 now. Trippy also clears out bottom rockets, reminding you maybe a bit of the first few weeks of Halo Infinite, how often we saw Lucid, Trippy, and team clearing out bottom rockets and really prioritizing ownership of the rocket side of the map. And just like that, they extend their lead once again. It's a great spree. Has to win this battle though on the doors, and Falcated winning that battle against Trippy's gonna pick up one, picks up two. It's a great trade there coming in from the other side. So Optic Gaming able to go up now 20-9. FaZe Clan answering back with just a few kills, but still it's quite a sizable lead for the side of Optic.
Yeah, massive lead right now, 21-9. You got rockets coming up in 9 seconds, and they just got a kill on the bound, so that's going to open up the map in their favor. You want to see Optic use their numbers here to secure these rockets and close this game 2-0.
And right now, at this pace, it is not looking good for the side of FaZe. To be honest, it's a little bit too similar to their last outing on Bazaar Slayer, as right now, if the score does continue, it would be quite similar or even worse to that last game. They lost 50-25 against E United. Right now, they're on pace to lose to an even worse score.
Yeah, maybe not the best Bazaar Slayer team is what we're learning about this FaZe roster. Probably done for the tournament after this series anyways, but definitely something to work on, something to learn from here, as we're seeing them absolutely get slaughtered. A massive triple kill out of Lucid, and a nice thrust for the movement to force that player to miss that shot and to keep him alive a little bit longer to get that triple. And already you're seeing him have the awareness of where these players are potentially spawning and start to apply pressure. I love the fact that Optic are looking to be aggressive.
Falcon does very well to sneak underneath the noob combo. However, it's not going to matter because Lucid hits the perfect after that. 31-12. It's a little bit too similar of a tale for the side of FaZe, as they once again find a little bit of trouble on Bazaar Slayer. As you said, great shots here out of Lucid. He's not done yet. He'll pick up a double kill. Is this the return to form for Optic? Certainly the best they've looked in a few weeks.
Optic needs everyone to be firing on all centers. A frenzy from Lucid, 15-4. Everybody's been asking, where's Lucid, the best player in the game? Where is he? Can he get this team the spark they need? He answers that with that killing frenzy here in game 2. He gives them that 21 kill lead as of right now, and Lucid absolutely going off, the rest of Optic following suit.
Trippy almost with a reversal there against Bound on Rocket side, and after you saw that first game against FaZe, against E United with FaZe, you never would have thought maybe that you'd see an even worse scoreline, if you will, on the side of their opponents. Now 38-18. This might even be a more well-done steak dinner in this game 2 Slayer as we take a look across. And as we said, Clutch, you guys talked about it on the desk. Is this the week that Optic knew they needed to bounce back? But no. As you see some melees down on the floor, that means another player has dropped here on the side of FaZe. You can see it on the scoreboard, and this time the game is not so close, so I'm sure that we'll see
the other team to play a 3v4 situation because you continuously are able to keep one dead. The best teams in the world seem to be able to turn that formula into some ball time, and like the setup turns into a rotating setup rather than a constant standstill setup like we previously have seen in Halo on maps like Guardian or Lockout. Like, this isn't one of those. I think if you're continuously rotating, you're playing the game tied better in the 2022 version of Oddball.
That's right. Here we go now. These two teams tied 1-1. It's FaZe versus Optic Gaming in your elimination finals. We're into now game number 3, and we talked about that FaZe record overall on this game type, but Onset with a very good call out here. FaZe specifically on Livefire Oddball is 4-1, 80% win rate for FaZe. So this is going to be a heck of a match, a 100% win rate versus an 80% win rate. These two teams could not be closer in this series, and neither team wants to go down early here. Sniper in the hands of Bound. They're actually going to get Repulsor down, actually, and it's a nice push there, nice play coming in from Lucid.
Yeah, Bound getting bullied by Lucid there as he's 4-spot in middle with that snipe. Ola doing work already, picking up the overshield and the heat wave. 2 kills to his name, but more importantly, 20 points and counting for Optic Gaming early on.
That's right. Already this much of the game down and this much of the game done for Optic Gaming. They're going to continue to rotate. You have to think it's going to be a ball spawn. APG not done yet. Takes him a few shots, but he takes down the power-up player with ease. They already have nest control. Here comes the bottom pillars rotate, and they're just going to continue moving along and let the dummies and the C-push come in.
Yeah, APG can't decide if he wants to push this player or not, but so far deciding he'll just no-scope him in the head. And APG doing everything to try and stay alive here. Does dodge some bullets right there, Matrix style, but loses his life eventually to snipe down. But all that work APG has done has awarded his team another 20 seconds of ball time. Trippy doesn't get the play, but 55 points do separate these two teams very early into this game.
Snipetown's actually going to pull that back. So trades will, kills will be traded out along the back of the pillars there. 55-6. So a great opening from Optic. They already have crossed the halfway threshold off of just the first hold. You have to think they do that one more time, then that is the round. Now Bound and Crew trying to hold off the nest push. Lucid will go down. That's going to be the first one dead. This next kill will be a big determining factor in whether or not we see a big phase hold here or whether or not it is interrupted there. Bound gets curious. Top mid gets punished though, as that will be 2 dead for the side of FaZe. However, they're still maintaining control and not allowing anyone to push across C, but the fact that Falcade is getting shot in the back, it means trouble for FaZe. It's also going to be an overshield grab for Ola as they make their C push now, and they're holding once again.
Yeah, yet another lack of play ball, and that opportunity allows Optic to pick up that ball fresh off those slays. The easy double kill for Moa when he has overshield grants Optic all the room in the world to be able to push here, and this is that aggressiveness I love to see with the heat wave off the back of 2 kills. You don't see Ola sit back, you don't see him like maintain a spot. You're seeing him be aggressive, and this is what the best players have chosen to do in oddball. They choose to try and find that pick and allow their ball carrier a little bit of more space and awareness.
Right there, Trippy just getting the kill back tower. That ball looks like will be thrown off. That will be played, but not before Optic hits 87 during that time. It's a Mangler drop from Trippy, and he'll pick up the kill because of it. Wins that battle back. See, the question is, where will the ball go? Lucid still roaming with this heat wave, but he gets taken down right away by the commando of Bound. Nade will come out for APG. It does connect from the grave. He'll get the kill, and now Nade's going to be coming in from bottom middle. It's 90-22. Optic Gaming with an amazing roaring start here in game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the score, Optic would have to have a massive blunder to lose this first round. This is a phenomenal job by them so far to turn these kills into efficient ball time. We have been referencing efficient objective play so far. The kills, they're a little bit different between these two teams, but they are not 70 points of ball time different. To me, that speaks volumes on how Optic is playing this. There's a reason they're undefeated in this map mode combo, and they're showcasing that reason right now.
99-100. That is the round for Optic, and my, did they make that look easy. No one in the game even hitting the 10 kill mark in round number 1. Optic Gaming wasting no time. They'll go straight into round number 2. It's an opportunity in this round for Optic to take the lead in the series 2-1.
Okay, so Overshield went in the hands of Pistola both times it came up that round. Let's see if Optic is able to transform or perform that same power-up control here. As you're seeing multiple members of FaZe trying to look towards Overshield early on. It's not up yet, but these kills are going to dictate whoever gets it.
Lucid is feeling himself. He flies right there into a 1v4, not afraid to take the battle on pillars and closet. He wins that one, also helps alongside C. Trippy will be there to clean up the garbage back C as well to make sure that those kills are cleaned up. We'll take a look. Snipe down now, moving in and starting to roam. How is FaZe going to answer back here after a pretty rough defeat, not only in game number 2, but also in that round number 1 of ball?
Not sure what happened with this Overshield, but Snipe down fighting for his life is surrounded.
There it is.
And Overshield goes into Ola's hands. Of course it does. Optic Gaming with another Overshield control in this game. In this game 3 could be pivotal. You're seeing Ola lose his teammates though, and that makes this Overshield very difficult to put to use.
Yeah, let's see, 3 dead. Now might go for a low pillars flank. Has not been spotted just yet. Let's see, he gets spotted on Nest though. That's going to be sniped down up there, knowing that that route was really the viable route for the Overshield to sneak outside of the dummies push, but he gets great help from Lucid on the Nest push. That will allow him to continue moving up Plasma Pistol in hand along with his teammates here on this ball hold. We'll have to see. It's played right away by FaZe, but Optic now going to just try to clean up the scraps along the back of the base. Falcade somehow takes down Lucid. He gets help from Snipe down over at the Nest. APG will be there to get that final kill, but FaZe starting to answer back, and FaZe looking much better than they did in round number 1.
Much better than round number 1. Unfortunately, they are going to have APG get the ball all the way to the tower. Trippy's going to be knocked to no shield from that nade, but a great job by APG to use his life to advance that ball all the way to the tower position. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold that though. However, multiple members of both sides getting kills traded out, and that ball resting bottom middle. So every one of these kills as Overshield's competed for is so important, and once again Optic get control of the Overshield.
And how interesting, it's a second full Overshield grab there in a row, yet we still have a sizable lead here from FaZe. Optic doing what they can in the slaying department, but really has not been a difference maker on the scoreboard. APG's Overshield will be melted in dummies. A few kills will be traded out. As we take a look at Lucid's POV, it was 2 dead for FaZe momentarily, so it could be an opportunity for a ball grab and some time for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, this time around we're seeing FaZe play much more efficient objective. Even though they're giving the Overshields away, they're not allowing that Overshield to really come into play. A great turn and trade right there from the player on FaZe. Unfortunately, it's 3 dead for Optic right now. Trippy trying to deny this ball from being picked up, and FaZe looking to extend their lead are going to do just that.
Bound spawning A, heard the footsteps and actually turns on a quick 180 to avoid the pre-nade going up to A sandbag, so he'll get a trade that maybe was not expected from the Optic side. Bubu has brought the heat wave down here to house, and also repulsors a nade away from bottom middle. Great use of the repulsor there. Has some help from Snipe down on Lucid, but they can't finish just yet. That kill will get away, and now Bubu finds himself in a little bit of a tough situation, getting pushed on scoreboard. Picks up one though against Lucid, not done yet. Trippy knows that this heat wave is here. Repulsor's away, but only buys himself just a little bit of time. Too little too late as we take a look at the scoreboard. Still 41-8 in favor of FaZe.
I mean, Bubu bought himself a lot of bit of time right there. Got his shield back multiple times, and that window was just a nuisance for Optic to deal with. Because he stays alive, he denies any opportunity Optic may have had. Those kills come through. Yes, Bubu eventually loses his life, but the ball gets reset, and FaZe with this almost 40-point lead right now is sitting very comfortable here to take this to a round 3.
2 dead. It looks like Lucid there. Tough to tell exactly, but looks like Lucid did hit the body on Snipe down. That's going to slow him down just a bit, but not to worry because he's going to actually rotate that Snipe down here. Gets the call on APG. Shots coming in from dummies, and they're needler shots, so you wondered why he wasn't getting tagged up in the damage department right away, but it's because those needles came in and they hit the super combine, and they will get the kill bottom middle now. So a lot of scrappy play here, Cluck, between these two teams at this exact moment. Teams trying to get control before they go for the next hold.
Yeah, but another overshield going in the hands of Optic Gaming. That's 3 in a row. You have to think eventually these overshields are going to change the tide of this game. FaZe doing such a phenomenal job of somehow still having the lead, even though they've had all 3 overshields go in the hands of Optic. But that won't last for long. It never has in the past. If FaZe want to win this game, they have to do a better job of controlling those power-ups.
2v2 here. It's a trade there from Bound off screen, and he'll pick that one up. So 3 dead. Trippy, though, somehow the last player alive. It was a late triple, so allows himself to get a tiny bit of time, but also really just trying to hold down house. He's not worried about ball time at this moment. He will tag Falcated up to 1 shot over on sandbags and hope that the finish comes in. They're going to have to hold down this area of the map alone, as they're going to wait for APG to spawn in as well. He'll go back on the prowl to loop back around scoreboard. It's a nice route that he chooses against Bound, and will kill him off the respawn, but Bound and Trippy trade yet again.
Snipe down, last guy alive for FaZe right now. Lucid in a position with Snipe to pick up the ball. Knows his team needs crucial seconds, because right now with 1 minute and 2 seconds on the clock, every second that ticks as this ball is on the ground will go against Optic Gaming. Down almost 20 points. Lucid in a very tough situation, but Optic seem to find some kills.
Lucid making it look too easy. He ISOs that angle perfectly. He'll pick up a double kill. Also thinking about challenging here at A to get the 3rd kill. Commando's out. He knows the player has escaped bottom middle, so he will not push that. Instead, looks like he'll just think about the angle and also wait for a player. He knows that someone might be here. It's Falcated. He's going to find him around the corner. Get the first 2 shots. Get the help as well. Clean that one up. And now once again, 3 dead for the side of FaZe. Optic Gaming right back in this game. We've got a tie game in round number 2.
Look at that. Lucid staying still, just baiting that angle, knowing that there's going to be a player from FaZe coming, having been in that situation so many times, able to play his life so perfectly. We pride him and we boast about how his movement's insane, how he's always sliding everywhere, jumping everywhere, knockbacking everywhere. Well, guess what? He can also slow it down and make the right play when it's needed as well.
APG goes for the stealth. Sneaky overshield does not pay off. He gets heavily team shot. He'll go down. Ola wins a big battle on dummy door. Now taking a look at Trippy to see where that overshield went. It looks like it was a FaZe grab. I think it was Falcated off screen who was able to grab that. Bubu just going to hold here on pillars. Yes, Falcated now potentially here with a big moment in his hands, as he does have that overshield. Needs to win this against Trippy. It's a battle of the Manglers. He's going to win that one there. A little bit of melee craziness between the 2 players with both Manglers out. Falcated will win it in the end, likely due to that overshield buying him just a little bit extra. Ola down. Bottom middle. Ola does not lose battles bottom middle. That's deja vu from the highlights that we've seen in competitive play before. And you put Ola in a hallway, he doesn't really lose too many battles.
You see the seconds on the clock, 17 seconds and counting. FaZe have themselves a 10-point lead to push this to a round 3. That kill from Bubudubu is massive. 3 go down for Optic Gaming. Bubudubu spots the last player alive. It's Lucid. And with 5 seconds on the clock, if they can keep Optic Gaming off this ball, they will push this game 3 the distance.
That's right. The game 3 will go to a round number 3. We're tied 1-1 in rounds, and in the end, FaZe will close it out, as you say, by just a lead of 10 seconds. It's a very different round from our round number 1. It will actually end on time rather than ending by score. So FaZe answers back, and what looked like it might be an easy game 3 for Optic has instead headed to a very contested round number 3.
Optic's best map mode combo being pushed to the brinks right now. Game 3, round 3. Ola finds that entry, and will they be able to get some significant ball time from that kill, or will they be able to get overshield? Both look like they're about to happen, and right now Optic are going to start round 3 the way they need to.
That's right, they're finding players here. They know the Pillars push is coming. They know the Nest push is coming as well. APG wise to angle himself away, somehow gets away with that battle and also pushes back out to the Pillars. They'll pick up 2 more kills. That's still 2 dead. Lucid hits the snow scope there as well. Excuse me, the quick scope onto the player on Sandbags. A beautiful play from him, and this is continued Optic Gaming control. Also bodies a player there pushing Nest Bridge, and this is continued control. There's the no scope from Lucid as he'll pick up another one. Not done yet, hits the body shot and the assist. That's a 30-point streak from the side of Optic Gaming, and Lucid is back in action.
Back in action, back in form, and a big shout out to our observer who was able to switch it right at the right moment of laying that quick for us to witness the quick scope. The play ball comes through, so all of Lucid's slays come through, gives Optic Gaming a 34-point lead here early in round 3. And Lucid with that snipe, you love to see that happen. FaZe, you cannot continue to give these power-ups and power weapons to these Optic Gaming players because they are starting to extend the lead because of them.
There's 3 dead for the side of Optic now. Once again, Boo now just trying to maybe get the ball, move it past scoreboard, and safely into house. He does have teammates here on the dummy side, but he's going up against players that will be pushing into house quite soon. Kills are exchanged 1 apiece at this stage. As we take a look, it's Lucid who falls next, so perhaps an opportunity for FaZe to push in here. 3 dead for Optic Gaming.
Bubudubu slipping and sliding, being such a nuisance, makes his way to the ball as well. So great efficiency there and great awareness that Bubudu just needs to stay alive, play his life, and get his way to the ball. Now FaZe looking to come back here. Optic Gaming have to find a way to break this setup, and it's not going to be easy, especially after you lost a few players to do so.
And 13 to 35 here will be continued ball control. Looks like a little play ball from APG, and right there will not connect. Tries to maybe think about peeking up with the Mangler and get a shot off. He won't get it off, so that'll be 2 dead for the side of Optic. Snipe down, not done just yet. Very confident against Lucid, but Lucid wins that battle from Sandbags. He'll eventually fall, but still a fantastic win there. As we take a look, this game now just about 20 points apart.
3 dead for FaZe, and once again, Ola being the guy on the prowl in a position to pick up this ball. Actually going to drop it for APG. And I actually love that play. Able to pick up this heat wave and the drop wall. Will Ola be able to create the opening to give his team that numbers advantage that they need to rack up some more time? But all the while, look at the scoreline, Bravo. It's 50 to 14. Optic looking much like round 1 instead of round 2 here, and because of it, they're starting to run away with it.
Oh boy, you got Ola with a wave, as well as, take a look at this, he's even going to bring the ball back with all the power-ups. Going to toss that to Lucid right away, because you've got an Ola with a sniper rifle and a heat wave here at top C. Going to check a look at the top mid angle. Does not connect with the first on Boo Boo. He will hit the body on the second. Knows that someone might be holding top mid. That nade doesn't connect, though. He'll actually drop down the shoot. They'll find the player waiting there. That's going to be Snipe Down that goes down. Sniper is back out along the dummies push. He's got help back tower as well. And now we're just going to continue racking up time. 54 to 14. Ola continues to patrol. Knows that he needs the kill, but actually gets the killing spree. 360 with the heat wave as well. They will maintain control top tower.
An unbelievable shot from Ola right there. Wants to try and get the ball off this situation, but he is vastly pressured. And unfortunately, unsuspectingly, he's losing his life, but Ola doing so much work to keep his team in this right now. A phenomenal job by him. It's up to the rest of Optic to see if they can keep this set up.
Lucid thinks about staying there around the corner with the repulsor. Actually waits and actually lets his shields recharge. Surprisingly, FaZe does not push that advantage. Ola's now here to help as well. Here comes the dummies push. It's going to be an overshield in hand. They're going to need to be ready for that one, but Lucid somehow staying alive, and Optic just keeping players alive one after the other, and that's allowed them to control tower for this entire time. Finally, it'll be a FaZe grab of not only the overshield, but also the ball, as they're going to start to hold the tower.
FaZe need to find a way to control a setup for a round of slays or 2 to get back in this game. It's a 40-point difference with 2 minutes on the clock. They cannot continue for this round 3 to go in the way that it has so far. What will the members of FaZe do in order to change the momentum of this round 3? They had the ball in a great position, but unfortunately, Snipe Down, losing all of his friends, is going to be forced to rotate this ball outside.
He's going to start to rotate here along pillars. The shots are already coming in from APG. APG very wise to challenge right away on pillars. He also knew he had the help coming in from the dummy door. That will pick up another kill for them. However, Bound has something to say about it. He will even up the tides. 2 dead for each side.
Yeah, 2 dead for each side, and both members of Optic are buddy-buddying, and because of it, it makes Bound's job even harder as he tries to pressure the ball, knowing that he can't afford for this lead to go in any further in Optic Gaming's favor. 1:30 on the clock, so now the clock starting to tick against FaZe. Very different from the round 2 situation where we saw FaZe with the clock in their favor. Right now, Lucid in that double kill, every kill is going to matter so much right now for Optic Gaming as they get the ball outside. A beautiful job by Pistola. Can we just give a big hands down shout out to Pistola and his ability to be on the ball at all times? He's really giving his team that efficient objective play that they need.
That's right, brings away all the, essentially plays the ball as well, because now here it is an open field. They're going to need the kills if they want to grab, but they got the kills. 4 dead for Optic Gaming. This is FaZe's opportunity. 1:11 on the clock, and the clock will stop as long as the ball is held. This is FaZe's chance to get right back in this game. Right now they're down by almost double, but this is their chance.
Oh no, that kill down the Bound doesn't come through, but APG right there to finish it off. The rest of FaZe swarming this Overshield. The ball carrier, it's gonna be by himself though, so maybe that could be Optic Gaming's opening, but you're seeing all of these names with the observer mode. No one on Optic near the ball, so a battle for Overshield went down and looked like Optic spent all their resources for it and lost the battle. How will that dictate the outcome of this game?
That's back-to-back 4 dead. It's a double kill from Falcade, and if they are able to pick up another kill, that will be 3 in a row on the Slays, but FaZe able to get the last one. Let's see the last player. That's 4 dead again now. It's going to be Lucid's the only fresh spawner. They just killed Optic Gaming 3 times in a row. This game is now within 10 points.
But that kill from APG is huge. Bound over challenges with the, he's in a tough position with that snipe and nest. APG finds that kill, and that could be just the entry that Optic need.
How is APG alive? Somehow tiptoes, dances around the nades. Finally, he will fall here. 2 dead for Optic. Once again, 2 dead for each side. 3 dead. Now Bound versus Ola and Lucid. Bound staying alive on bottom middle. He will win that battle now. Just wants to stay alive if he can and can challenge this ball carrier. He gets shots on Ola, and he stays alive with his shields recharged. Gets another kill as well. Bound keeping his game in this. Here we are now. 77-74, 3-point game.
Look at Ola with the ball, though. The rotation. Ola in a perfect position to be on the play ball. Gets the ball all the way through tunnel, even though he's receiving damage. Gets it all the way outside and puts it in a position where he will play this ball if he's under pressure. He is under pressure, so he plays that ball. Killing spree for Bound. But the objective time, all the while that killing spree came through, went to Pistola and Optic Gaming.
Lucid flying across the map, even repulsoring to push himself just a little bit further. Gets 1 kill on scoreboard. There's 1 more here on window. We'll see if he can pick up this one as well. 87-74 in favor of Optic. Melee doesn't go. Panic there with the repulsor, making sure he doesn't get back whacked. That will get him out of jail. 2 dead for the side of FaZe. Is this now the opportunity? The final hold, 13 seconds to go for Optic Gaming. Ola needs to pick up this one. Lucid will be the one that gets the kill in the end here. 5 seconds left. They're just going to hold him off the ball. They're not going to grab. They want the time to tick down. Yes, Optic Gaming will win it. They will take game number 3 in a hard-fought victory. Oddball on live fire.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Name a better duo than Pistola and the Oddball in that game 3, because I can't. Every single time it felt like that Oddball was being rotated by Pistola. It was the right decision every single time. Just being such a nuisance. Bound went on a killing spree, chasing him down, and still couldn't deny the 20 points that Ola was able to get throughout that killing spree that Bound went on.
Absolutely down to the wire between these two teams. That's not only what you want to see at this level, but what you expect to see with these two teams. FaZe, over the past few weeks, been your number 2 in North America. However, Optic Gaming giving them a real run for their money here as they will take our game number 3. And one of the...
It's going to be a tough one. FaZe with their backs against the wall. Tournament lives on the line. Need a spark because Optic have now stolen games 2 and 3 of the series. If FaZe has any hope of going against Cloud9 once again in the finals, a rematch of the last grand finals of our pro series, they have to figure out a way to pull off these next 2 games.
Nice stalker shots here coming in from Lucid from C balcony. The king of the balcony picks up that one. Rockets are still up, and look at Falcade getting cheeky on the front of the balcony. A little bit too exposed there, so he'll lose that one. Rockets are going to stay low. Actually get, oh my goodness, combat evolved into who knows where, as they will actually go into the rocket pocket. They will also go into the hands of Optic Gaming here. It's an early BC hold for Optic.
Yeah, Lucid already doing a ton of work with this. Plasma Blaster going to actually back off. He has 1 rocket still to his name, and they have early control goes to Optic as the battle for bottom middle went their favor as well. Olo, he can do it with the objective. He can do it with the Slays already with 5 kills to his name. It's not even a minute into this game.
Early control here, also going to grab A. C will be contested, but continued points on the board here from Optic. Now, Statsman onset, by the way, here, giving us some really good numbers here. It's 1-2 record for the side of FaZe, 33% win rate. However, on the side of Optic, they are 0-3 in this game type across Raleigh and Pro Series #1. FaZe with a slight edge here. We'll have to see if Optic can get their first win in a while in Stronghold Streets.
Control gets flipped over into FaZe's manner. Sniped able to stay alive back here as well. Great job by him. And it'll be interesting to see how FaZe want to play this. Do they push the trip cap similar to what Cloud9 tend to do on Strongholds? It does look like the answer has been found in front of us. Bound pushes into C, forces the trip cap, and now they should have the information that these players are spawning shotgun. Will FaZe be able to get the slays they need?
4 dead there, and they're forcing splits as well. Look at APG at ball spawn, Lucid all the way at back PD. You see now APG actually over here on A momentarily. So FaZe forcing those splits once again. You're gonna see 3 dead for Optic yet again now, and we're gonna have only fresh spawner of APG. So the continued trip cap and FaZe with amazing performance here. Just like that, 103-26, answering back to such strong control. Great shots though out of Boo coming up on the B Street.
Unbelievable shots, and Bound in the meanwhile has secured these rockets. This trip cap in effect for way too long. If you're an Optic fan right now, FaZe looking to be aggressive, continue to push this game 4 in their favor. 4 go down again for Optic Gaming, and the rotations are so perfect for FaZe.
Let's see. There's going to be, looks like not split spawns this time, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be Trippy and Lucid are back C. Where are the other 2 players? That's a big question. Actually, looks like they did force a split again with the player already here. Tires almost hits the Stalker shots, but Ola manages to win that battle. Lucid will actually also pick up some kills as well. So 2 dead for each side. This one's going to be a big one here. Only player alive for a second is Boo. So some good answering back from the side of Optic Gaming.
Yeah, they finally stopped the bleeding, but is it too little too late, right? 185 points in the first 3 minutes.
My God.
It's so difficult to try and amount a comeback. Bound finds one, gets the reset as well. Pistola fighting for his life here. Does find himself a double, but the entire time this is happening, points continue to amount in FaZe's favor.
Bound 9-4 now. Snipe down 11-5 in this game. No one else has even crossed the 7 kill mark on the side of Optic Gaming. Snipe down already at 11, and this is a battle of the game types, folks. We talk about play styles, we talk about preparation on specific game types. You know that FaZe is ready to play this game type. We've seen them fall in some other game types throughout the day. Game types like Bazaar Slayer, however, this is a very different story. It's already 218-26 in what could be one of the fastest Stronghold Streets we ever see in competitive play. Finally, Optic Gaming able to get back on the board. They're now scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, right? When you're able to force split spawns like that, you're able to get those 2 kills, turn your attention on the other 2, and force that offset of spawns from the other team. Optic feel like they haven't had all 4 players alive until this moment for probably the past 3 minutes, and because of it, 218-48 right now as they look to try and figure out a way to get some kind of total control, because that's probably the only recipe that they can think of to try and come back in this game.
Trip cap for just a second, but C is flipped right away. APG with rockets here and tires. He'll control and patrol. Does not get the most out of that one onto the driveway, so he'll have to force his angle down. However, being contested from Arcade, he's able to pop 1 shot, do a little bit of damage and leave it, but looks like a microwave in the back will take him down. Assist will come in for Falcated as well. That snipe down with the Sentinel beam in hand. They'll now put their eyes on C and try to push into the back, clean up Ola, and now start to flip C as well. 228-63. This could be over very soon.
FaZe is showing you that they've adapted on this map mode combo, right? They are showing you exactly what Cloud9 likes to do. Push front C, great shots from Boobadooboo right there. But it's the aggressiveness from FaZe. They're not content with holding 2 strongholds. They're not content with letting you get all 4 players alive.
That's it.
And this pressure is all too much. FaZe are going to tie this series up and look to go to a game 5 in our elimination finals as they dominate game 4.
My God, one of the fastest Stronghold Streets we've seen in a very long time, maybe ever. That'll be FaZe Clan making sick work, but also very quick work of their opponents. 250-63, and we are headed to a game number 5 Slayer.
I wanted to see this series go the distance. I knew this was going to be a highly competitive match. These players have given us everything you could ask for. And after that dominant performance from FaZe, you know they are confident going into game 5.
What are the damage there? Snipe down there at almost 3,500. No one else even breaking 3,000. We'll take a look at kills and deaths as well to see how that one played out, because it was a very quick one. And I was about to say, I bet we have very few players overall on double digits. In the end, it's only 3. Snipe down 17 and 8 in that quick one. Bound 12 and 6. And Clutch, it's not every day that you see Stronghold numbers this low. This was a very fast game, 5 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, one of the least amount of damages performance-wise in an objective that you'll ever see in Infinite, probably. But that just speaks volume to the efficiency that FaZe was playing with, right? They pushed the trip cap, they kept that trip cap. They were able to force the rotation of spawns and had such a great understanding of where the team Optic Gaming was going to spawn after that next round of slays. Because they had such a great understanding for the spawn system, they were able to continue that momentum throughout that entire game, almost winning in such a dominant performance. That's great knowledge, right? That shows you that when FaZe gets complete control on that map mode combo, they know what to do with it.
And we're looking at some highlights. They're a beautiful series layout so far. We're going to a game 5, baby, but we'll take a look at some highlights from that last one as the players get ready for that 5th and final Slayer. But once we saw this early control, this is really when it started. You see 57 to 28, the trip cap came through, and we saw time after time, despite great shots from Bubu, it was FaZe forcing the Optic Gaming split spawn 2 and 2. You saw them doing it at Tram, you saw them doing it at back PD as well. That allowed them to just rack up point after trip cap. 250 to 63 is your final score there, Clutch. And FaZe showing that there's certain game types that they might be weaker at, but there's also certain game types that they certainly know how to play.
I think at the highest level, a lot of our top teams are so good when they have total control. I mean, you look at Cloud9, you look at that last game from FaZe, you look at dominant performances from eUnited on Bizarre Slayer. When these top teams have control, complete control, they can use that snowball and push that thing downhill so far that the other team, even if you're playing against the best in the world, it's hard to stop that snowball from continuing to go down. It's a matter of which the great teams stopping that snowball from continuing to go down. We're hopping into game 5 now, though. Bound on screen, and he's already under pressure, bottom control.
All right, here we go, everyone. 2-2 in this series. 2 titans of professional Halo, FaZe and Optic Gaming, 2 heavy favorites in our game number 5 Slayer. We wouldn't have it any other way. We thank you for joining us on this beautiful Thursday evening, or whatever time it might be around the world. We're glad you're tuned in with us regardless here. Lucid picking up a few extra kills at the back, just trying to stay alive with the camo, but he'll be taken down. However, 3-2 early on, make that 4-2 in favor of FaZe.
Yeah, Lucid trying his best to make everyone on FaZe work for it. Unfortunately, the help does not come through, even though he bought enough time, and FaZe able to trade that one out successfully, now up 5-3.
Trippy now, just staying alive, not aware maybe that someone is here back. He does hear footsteps, though. You could tell by the way he turns around. Maybe got to call out, maybe knows there's footsteps. That's Bound that's behind him. You could see that on your screen. So Trippy knows that he needs to stay alive with the shock. He'll pick up a few extra plasmas to have in the pocket just to make sure nobody's quick jumping there off the plat, and just going to patrol and make sure there's no one behind him. Finally gets the confidence to know that there is not a player here, and will then just start to head glitch here along the sneaky. Shot does not connect on Falcated, though.
Unfortunately, Trippy is going to lose that shock rifle, and I almost wanted to see him throw it off the map, because right now FaZe has complete control of control. They have sword in Bound's hands. They're going to have a shock rifle in Bubudubu's hands, and this could get ugly quickly if Optic Gaming isn't careful.
Absolutely important to note the stats here as we go 10-5 already in FaZe, and that's actually reflective of our overall stats. FaZe on recharge over the past few weeks of play, 75% win rate, 3-1. However, Optic 1-4, only a 20% win rate for them. They're going to need to make sure that they step it up here. Already down 7, though, and quite a margin. It's 12-6.
You want to see Optic slow this down, figure out a way to break this setup. Unfortunately, I'm not sure FaZe is going to give them that. You're seeing Falcated look to push, but great grenade from Ola there to find that kill. With this next camo coming up, it looks like it went into Bound's hands, and FaZe in another opportunity to extend their lead.
Let's see if they can get this clown Bubu. They do. That's going to end the Bubu spree, as it turns out. We'll take a look at Bubu's numbers. He's already 6-1. That'll be his first death of the game, just like that. The side of Optic Gaming getting a few on the board. That's 2 dead. They're also going to get a sword. So what was just a 7-kill game is now just a 4-kill game. 14-10 in favor of FaZe, and they're right back in this one, not going down certainly without a fight. It's a Mangler drop from Snipe down. However, Trippy will drop of a Mangler of his own. Some good shots against Bound. He has help from APG. That will bring the game within 2.
Unbelievable job, actually, by Optic. I really wondered how far this lead was going to go in FaZe's favor, especially with the control that they had. Looking at Bound picking up that camo, looked like it was going to be all FaZe all day here in game 5, but no, Optic get the kills somehow, some way, and fight back to almost tie this game up, now down 2.
You said it perfectly, Clutch, and just before that moment happened, you have to remember, we saw a team like Optic with that Coach Lunchbox. They brought back Slayers where they were down by 10, where they were down by 12, even larger numbers across competitive matches. So Optic Gaming certainly a team that knows how to get back into a Slayer, and they've done it here somehow, making a 7-kill deficit just a 2-kill deficit here at 19-17.
Snipe down under heavy fire. And this shock rifle still in Bubudubu's hands can be an unbelievable player with this weapon if given the opportunity to shine. Unfortunately, no heads are poking out, but kills are going in the favor of FaZe right there. And that was a big moment, and a great double kill from Trippy gets answered from an even better one from Snipe Down. The lead continues to 2 for FaZe, and Trippy needs to play his life here. Unfortunately, Snipe Down's going to shut that one out.
Trippy once again looking like he made a wrong turn, flies in there with the sword and says, oh, nope, I didn't mean to come into this doorway. He'll get taken down, and also the help comes in from Bound as well, just staying alive still with over 3/4 shields here. Bubu's also pushing top A. Look at the coordination here. The grapple isn't perfect from Bubu, though. Forces them through the doorway, but not to worry. They will be the team that hits the 25 mark first, 25-21 in favor of FaZe.
Trippy just did sneak away with camo, though, so I'm very interested to see what he's doing. Thank you, Observer. You're on point with this switch. And right now, with this Mangler camo combo, Trippy has a lot of responsibility for Optic Gaming.
He certainly does, and luckily the help comes in. It's Ola to save the day. He's going to drop the Mangler and leave it in the end, not go back for it just because he wants to play his life. Keeps the game within 3. You thought for a moment there Trippy might be falling early. Finds 2 players, though, bottom A. Falcated with some fantastic shots, not anticipating the bait and switch there, and that's a big kill from Falcated, and could be a difference maker in the overall score.
Yeah, you think Trippy's going to get some help there, finish off those 2 kills that he got the no shield, but neither one of those players die. That's a little bit of a blunder from Optic to not be in a position to try and finish that damage, because Trippy doing so much damage with that camo, you want it to be rewarded. And even that kill goes in FaZe's favor right there, and that's unfortunate for Optic Gaming. They cannot afford these kills to slip through their fingers, especially still being down here in game 5.
Yeah, APG going to wish maybe he had that moment back there to try to trade out that kill against Falcated with the Mangler there at back C, but still 29-27, keeping it very close here. It's a 2-kill lead for the side of FaZe, and some standout plays from Snipe Down so far. Once again, he's 11-7. Bound here with the shock rifle, just watching Snipe Down's back, and they're finding a player here on that top A walk, and actually somehow gets tagged up, and an unbelievable time in there as Trippy just happens to walk in to top attic as well through that sight line, and it's going to be Optic Gaming that is on the winning side of that. They now lead by 1, 31-30.
You want to talk about bad timings? That was a bad timing right there. You know, he's about to hit one of those headshots with the shock rifle. Unfortunately, when they both come into his reticle placement at the same time, it makes it a little bit difficult for him, and because of it, they get that quick kill. They lose, FaZe lose the setup, and Optic now in the lead for the first time here in game 5. Look to be aggressive, but fortunately for FaZe fans, Bubudubu shuts that down with the sword. Camo is coming up, and I believe it was just stolen from under Optic's grasp.
Yeah, we'll see exactly where that goes. If it's still popped down there on the bottom, we'll keep an eye on that. But also got to point out Trippy, who is 11-4. Lucid with the camo. This could spell disaster, as they now have a 4-kill lead here, looking to send FaZe home much earlier than they may be expected. We'll see if they can close this out. 35-32, camo in the hands of Lucid.
Lucid needs to find a way to get this kill. He wants to put this camo to use, but unfortunately no one on FaZe giving him anything. Does find one. That was a great shot from him to find that one. Unfortunately, Snipe Down being such a nuisance on batteries, able to stay alive. And now 3 players here down by double stack for FaZe. They're all running away, trying to reposition because it's a tough place to be in. But Optic Gaming, like you said, Bravo, they're in a phenomenal position right now. Up 2 kills, shock rifle in Trippy's hands, and the entirety of the map other than control to play around.
Yeah, lots of responsibility on these control players to make sure that they do not lose these battles here. You already see Ola pushing in 2 players. APG picks up a huge double kill in the feed there. Ola will pick up the 3rd, so that's a big 3-1 swing, as that will extend the Optic Gaming lead now to 5. They're up 40-35. It's a perfect push from Optic all the way into control. They're very happy to trade 3 for 1 there.
APG trying to play his life bad in the elevator. Spotted those spawners coming out of pipes, and he has a little bit of help. I love the way that he slow played that situation. Unfortunately, they are going to lose Trippy. A great kill from Snipe Down to extend some space, cut into this deficit. Just a 4-kill game to FaZe, still with a lot of hopes and dreams to make it to the finals, but it's going to be on the back of a massive play from FaZe if they want to win this one.
Trippy almost gets away with that earlier too. Snipe Down is under pressure from top A and knows it. Tries to time exactly how he's going to flank around here. Trippy here at top A, 41-37. So what was once now a 5-kill lead reduced by just a bit. Now here's the push. Lucid actually falls here at Whirlpool, so it brings the game within 3.
Snipe Down with that pivotal 1v1 against Lucid. Able to find that kill is big, but Bubudubu a second kill on a Trippy could be even bigger. APG once again pokes his ugly head with a sword, finds the double, the killing spree, and APG continues to keep his team in the lead.
Huge plays here, and look what was required. Still just a 3-kill game after that phase, keeping this one close. Disruptor going to be there, be in the hands. Ola pops the camo right below a phase player, doing whatever he can to stay alive here. Look at that. Gets hit by a second nade, somehow gets away with it. Who else but Pistola to stay alive with the camo? 45-42, game in his hands. Optic Gaming can still slow play this.
The man of the series so far, Pistola, with the series in his hands once again. Camo able to use APG as an opportunity to get that kill. Great trade. Trades are a successful strategy for Optic. Trippy finds a kill. The Observer knows what's happening over in Pipes because APG there to find the second, and now Optic 2 kills away from winning game 5.
Right here, do or die for both these teams. As you say, 2-kill lead, make that one more to go. Now 49-44, the final kill on the map for Optic Gaming to send home FaZe. Can they find it? It's gonna be in control. They get it. Optic Gaming will eliminate FaZe here in our elimination finals in game number 5 and advance on to their best performance in several weeks of HCS play.